Hey guys, Jared here with the first of what hopefully will be quite a few what I'm calling 5-minute chats that I'll be posting to YouTube, and if they do well there, probably connect them to Facebook accounts attached to Advocare groups. Anyways, I need to start off by saying I'm Jared Thomas. I'm an independent Advocare distributor, and as such, my views may not necessarily be those of Advocare corporate, so take what I have to say with a grain of salt, but it is my experience, and I hope that my experience garners not only some motivation, but hopefully helps answer some of the questions that you might have as you go through your awesome journey with Advocare. So I'll start tonight's discussion with 3 major things that people have been talking to me about in the last couple of weeks that have impressed upon my mind and my heart a response. And the first is, I've had a lot of people ask, is it unhealthy to lose more than 1 pound a week? I usually ask people, what were you doing before that was healthy? Typically, people come into Advocare because they want to live a little bit healthier of a lifestyle. Some people have a drastic amount of weight, like myself. I started over a year ago weighing at 360 pounds. In a year, I've lost 140 pounds, added back 15 pounds of lean muscle mass. So when I talk with people, and they ask me, is it unhealthy to lose more than 1 pound a week? Depends on how you're losing that weight. Was I more unhealthy at 360 pounds, at risk for diabetes, heart disease, osteoarthritis, and other joint and obesity related issues? Was I at greater risk then, or was I at greater rate of risk by losing more than 1 pound a week in a program that supported a healthy diet and exercise program with proper nutrition? I refer back a lot of times to our Science and Medical Board. They wouldn't put products and things out there that would cause us to put ourselves in a dangerous situation. As a nurse practitioner, I counsel people often on losing weight to maintain not only overall health and wellness, but for reduction in pain. So I'll ask people, is it unhealthy to lose more than a pound a week? No, as long as you're doing it appropriately, you're trading calories in and calories out. As long as you're maintaining a healthy caloric intake, you should be fine. That's something you'll need to discuss with your sponsor as you move along. That kind of segues a little bit into the other issue that I've come across. Some people are stating, they're halfway through their challenge, days 12 through 16, and they're saying, oh, I only lost 10 pounds. I'm a failure. I'm thinking about stopping. This isn't working. Again, I go back to, what were you doing before that helped you lose 10 pounds in 14 to 15 days? I lost 25 pounds in 24 days. Felt amazing. That's drastic, amazing, life-changing weight loss. Now, just because you don't get maybe that amount of weight loss, you probably aren't 360 pounds. So if you've lost 12, 14, 16, 18 pounds in a 24-day challenge, consider that an amazing success. Also take into account that your body is phenomenally more healthy than it was before you started. Take into account the way that you feel and the way that you look. The scale's going to slaughter you every time. Like I tell the people that I help on challenge, pictures and inches, people. Pictures and inches. Take a picture when you start, take a picture when you're done. Tell me that there isn't a change. Measure the inches. I've had to buy new clothes 2 or 3 times during this process, and I love it. I'm getting a little long here, so I'll move into the second one. What do I do when I have somebody come to me that wants to start Advocare 24-day challenge or Advocare products, but they have health concerns? Always protect yourself, people. If there's a concern, send them to their doctor. Use the bulletproof shield. I don't know a whole lot about that. I'm not a specialist in health and medicine. I do know Advocare has a Science and Medical Board with over 270 years combined experience in their specialties. But if there's any doubt whatsoever, have them take the product information to their doctor so that they can formulate a healthy plan. I will tell you, you are going to encounter some physicians that are going to tell their patients not to do it. If they have concerns, that's something that you guys will have to address on an individual basis. Again, go to your sponsor. If you have a great sponsor, they're going to be an invaluable asset to you through this whole process. The third one is what I do when I have somebody that wants to come and microscope the products. I was recently at an event here in Southern Oregon that had some drastically amazing athletes there, and we were working in an Avocare booth. I was helping some friends, and the people that came by wanted to microscope the products, and they wanted to know about specifics of this and that. And again, that's just an excuse to not start on products. Go to your bulletproof shield. They're looking for some reason for you to give them to not start on products. Bulletproof shield is going to allow you to answer them without feeding into their frenzy, so to speak. I don't know much about all the individual products in all of our individual items in our products, but I do know that Avocare has a science and medical board with 270 years combined medical experience in their specialties. I do know that Avocare has a sports advisory council. Some of these people sit on the highest levels of sports medicine and sports training for the nation and for the Olympic athletes. I do know that Avocare has over 100 sports endorsers who don't receive financial reimbursement. They receive products. They believe in the products so much, just like Drew Brees, our national spokesman. If it's good enough for Drew Brees, it's good enough for me. If it's good enough to be in all of the major, if it's good enough to be in all of the NFL locker rooms, it's good enough for me. Rich Froning, Mr. CrossFit, if he uses it, I feel comfortable using it. These are people that get tested on a regular basis for banned substances. So people are going to microscope if they want to microscope. You don't need to play into their frenzy. Use your bulletproof shield. Use your sponsor. Avocare set this system up for you to be successful. I realize I've gone over a little long. This is my first video. I hope to be able to keep it down to about 5 minutes as I move along and address maybe 1 or 2 topics each time instead of 3. But I thank you for joining me for my 5-minute chat.